Global War 36 enthusiast here with Operation Big Red 1, turn 9.4, Japan. It is July 1940. Japan has 2 tech rolls. First, I tried for improved construction at a 7 or higher. PB generated a 7, so I barely succeeded, and I complete that tech. Second, I tried for large ship construction at an 8 or higher. PB generated an 8, so I barely succeeded with that and advanced to stage 3. Okay, purchases. Japan has 63 IPP to spend. I will upgrade 2 militia to infantry for 4, 6 militia for 12, that's 16, 9 infantry for 27, that's 43, 2 marines for 8, that's 51, 1 medium armor for 6, that's 57, and I will complete 1 battleship for 5, that's 62, and I'll save 1 IPP. Plus I got that light carrier that I forgot to place when I went to war last turn. Okay, some housekeeping. Sergeant Shellhole had moved an infantry from Karulin over to northern Manchuria, but they're not. Cheetah and western Manchuria are in the way. So instead, Sergeant Shellhole moved a cavalry 1-2 into northern Manchuria and moved both infantry into western Manchuria. And then this infantry that got lend-leased from the Soviets on turn 9.3 did consume some factory capacity. So the Sergeant Shellhole elected to have Moscow be the factory that built that lend-leased infantry, so there could only be 7 other infantry built in Moscow, and that means that there's 3 infantry still on the build queue to be placed by Russia next turn. Okay, combat movement. From Rihi, 1 artillery is going to, it looks like I knocked that over. 1 artillery is going to go into Rihi, and 7 infantry and a mountain infantry and a cavalry are going to go in from Suyon. From Tokyo, 1 medium bomber will go 1 to Honshu, 2 to P15, 3 to Korea, 4 to Rihi, 5 to Suyon, and land back in Rihi. So I'll have 7 infantry, 1 mountain infantry, 1 cavalry, 1 artillery, versus 2 infantry, a mountain infantry, and a cavalry. Oh, and I'll have the medium bomber, of course. Okay, my second attack is, wait, did I do the, forget the order I'm doing these attacks in. I'm doing convoy raiding after that. Okay, from C-Zone P50, this submarine will move over. Is that the one I want to do first? I'm so sorry. I want to do it in order, my convoy rating in a specific order. Okay, so I first am going to do the coastal sub in I-12. Okay, so from P50, this coastal sub will move over 1 space to I-12. That'll be the first convoy raid that I do. Then the second will be this sub from P50 is going to move 1 to I-12, 2 to I-7, 3 to I-4. That'll be my second convoy raid here in I-4. And then the third will be the coastal sub in P59 will move up to C-Zone P50 and convoy raid in P50. Okay, then the next battle, I'm going to attack Mindanao. So I'm going to have this destroyer that's in I-5 will move 1 to I-7, 2 to I-12, 3 to P50. Pick up Marine from Sarawak and drop it off in Mindanao. The other destroyer that started there will pick up a Marine from Luzon and the Visayas and drop it in Mindanao. These 2 battleships will bombard Mindanao. A fighter will come down 1, 2, 3, and it's going to land back here in P50, so I need to give it a spot to land on. I've got this task force marker that has 2 fleet carriers. I'm going to remove I'm going to remove 1 tactical and 1 fighter are going to come off this carrier. So I'm bringing 2 fleet carriers and 2 tacticals from I-5 over 1 to I-4, 2 to I-7, 3 to I-12, 4 to P-50, and that will give a landing spot for that fighter to land on from Mindanao. Okay, let's see. Okay, then in I-5, I have this group. That destroyer needs to get tidied up. Okay, so I've got 1 light carrier, 1 battle cruiser, 4 heavy cruisers, 2 destroyers, and 2 naval transports. They will pick up from Lower Egypt 5 Marines and an artillery, and they will move to Sea Zone I-6. So I have a movement of 3 with those naval transports, 1 to I-4, 2 to I-7, 3 to I-6. And they will drop off 4 Marines and an artillery here in southern Iran and 1 Marine in Kuwait. So that's just a walk-on for Kuwait. Then there were a fighter and a tactical that I didn't bring from that 1 carrier. They'll fly 1 to Transjordan, 2 to southern Iraq, 3 to southern Iran. The tactical will land on the light carrier in I-6. The fighter will land in southern Iraq. All right. And I'm bombarding with the battlecruiser and 4 heavy cruisers. Let me just check and see if there's anything I'm missing. Nope. All right. Combat. So, let's do Suyan. It is mountains, and I've got 7. Oh, at first I got an artillery first strike at 2. Nope, that would have been a nice way to start. 2, 4, 6, 7 at 1. Yes, 1 hit. Okay. Then I've got... Did the artillery. I've got 1 cavalry at 2. Miss. I've got 1 boosted mountain at 3. Miss. And I've got the medium bomber at 7. Hit. Okay. So I think I did 2 hits the hard way. He has 1 at 2 with his cavalry. Miss. He's got 2 at 4 with his infantry. I hope he just gets 1 of these that hits. 2 infantry, and then he'll have a mountain at 5. 1 hit. Miss, miss, miss. Okay, so that was average. So I got 2 hits. He got 1 hit. That's exactly what I thought would happen. He's down. He loses 1 infantry and 1 cavalry. I lose 1 infantry. Okay, next round. I have 6 at 1 now. Nope. That's all fair. So I rolled 13 at 1 and I got 1 hit. 2 at 2, which is the cavalry and artillery. Miss. 1 at 3. Come on. Nope. And 1 at 7. Sucks. I'm going to call that cocked. 1 at 7. Oh, nothing. Okay, he's got 1 at 4. Miss, and 1 at 5. Miss. All right. No good deed, or re-rolling that cocked die gave me good karma. All right, so I've got 6 at 1. Nothing. 2 at 2, which is the artillery cavalry. Nothing. 1 at 3. Oh, goodness. And 1 at 7. Gosh, so hard to kill him. 1 at 4. Hit. 1 at 5. Miss. I should be killing him faster, so he's getting lucky. Okay, so I'm down to, I need to get a green chip, 5 infantry. He's down to a mountain infantry. All right. Let's see if my medium bomber can just kill him. Yep, and here's his 1 at 5. Oh, God dang it, lucky. All right. 4 infantry. 1, I take it with 4 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 cavalry. So that attrition warfare went in CCP's favor, because I lost 3 infantry to kill those 4 units. I just could not get any of my kind of low dice to hit. The medium bomber lands in Riki. Japan goes up to 47. CCP drops down to 2. Okay, next I'm doing convoy raiding in a particular order. Let me remind myself what the plan is. I think I start with a coastal in I-12. C-zone I-12, yep. So 1 coastal sub, he has radar, I get a +1, he gets a +1, so it's flat. Red is the attacker, this is I-12. Nothing. Okay, I-4, my full-on fleet sub, I do have a +1 here. Ah, shoot, that was even too. Okay, and then the coastal in P50, flat. Well, that sucked. God, this is not, I got lucky last time, and now it's, my luck is fading. All right, so hopefully I can get some bombardments here. Let's do Mindanao, 2 at 4, 2 battleship bombardments. 1, I'm gonna call that cocked. 1 hit. Oh, I only need 1 hit. Okay, so Mindanao is taken with 2 Marines. That fighter has to land on the carrier in P50, the one I brought over. And USA drops down to 61, and Japan goes up to 48. All right, southern Iran. Not having a good turn here. Bombardments, come on now. Let's get a bombard. I missed with all those 3s earlier. 1 battlecruiser at 3. Nope. And 4 at 2. These are my heavy cruiser bombardments. Ho, 2 hits, okay. So that's 1 militia and 1 infantry. All right. He has, I have, let's do a fighter and a tactical, because I just need one of these 2 to hit. Fighter, hit. I'm just going to roll a tactical just to see. Hit. Okay, so he has 1 at 4, the defending. Hit. Well, that hurts. Okay, that has to be a Marine, but it could have been a lot worse. I could have missed with my bombardments. That was great. 2, I did not expect to get 2 bombardments. That's 2, I take it with 3 Marines and 1 artillery. And he goes down 2, so Great Britain's at 20. I go up to, so I'm up to 50. Japan is at 50. All right. Let's look at non-combat movement. Kyushu. One naval transport will leave port carrying 2 infantry. It will move over to Sea Zone P14 and drop those 2 infantry in Rihi and then go in port in Rihi. We need a little import marker. Is it on camera? I don't think those 2 infantry are on camera. All right. Then from Sea Zone P41, one naval transport here will move up 1-2 to P15, grab the other 2 infantry, drop them off in Korea, and go in port in Kyushu. Little bummed I didn't get any, didn't do any convoy. Oh, I guess I'd go here. No convoy rating. All right, from Sea Zone P41, one destroyer will move up 1-2 to P15, grab a Marine, and then go over. Am I going to Rihi with that Marine? Let's see. Moves to P14, drops a Marine off in Rihi, and goes in port in Rihi. Okay. From Tokyo, one infantry will strategic rail move to Kyushu. From Okinawa, one seaplane will fly down to Borneo. From Kwangtung, one fighter will fly up to Korea. From Hong Kong, one infantry will move to Kwangtung. So it looks like I have 9 infantry right now in Kwangtung. From Sea Zone P36, one submarine will move to Sea Zone P43, and the other submarine will move to Sea Zone P53. From Sea Zone P41, the light cruiser and torpedo boat destroyer will move to Sea Zone I7. Can that torpedo boat destroyer make it? Yeah, 3. 1, 2, 3. It goes P50, I12, I7. And then from Sea Zone P50, the other torpedo boat destroyer will move over to join I7. Okay, from Siam, one infantry will move up to Burma, Chip. And from British Malaya, one artillery will move up to Siam. Okay, over here I need to land some planes. This fighter lands in southern Iraq. This tactical bomber lands on the carrier, the light carrier that's in I6. I've lost track of where I am here. Let's see. Did British Malaya, Okinawa, did the Hong Kong moves. Okay, I see. I've just got moves over here. So from I-5, I've got 3 strategic naval moves. So from I-5, I'll use 2 of them to move these guys 5 spaces over. So 1 to I-4, 2 to I-7, 3 to I-12, 4 to P-50, 5 to P-41, and they'll both go in port in Hong Kong. Alrighty. Then I've got 1 more strategic naval move from Lower Egypt. 1 naval transport will leave port to M8. It's got a move of 5. So 1 to I-5, 2 to I-4, 3 to I-7, 4 to I-12, 5 to P-50. All right, I think we are at the place units. All right, up here in Rihe, I am doing 1 militia and 1 infantry. Let me get a chip. So I have 3 infantry in Rihe. All right, and then in Korea, I'll do 1 MUM, a militia upgrade militia. So 1 militia upgrade militia is another chip in Korea. So I've got 3 infantry in Korea. Then in Kyushu, I will place 5 infantry. Is that on camera? No, it's not. So we'll do 5 infantry in Kyushu. I could just do a red chip. And then the 2 naval units will get placed in port there next to the naval transport in Kyushu. So a light carrier and a battleship. Oh, I can have one of Sarge Shellhole's beautiful battleships. All right. Now I've got some militia, a militia in Hope, and then a militia in, another MUM, a militia upgrade militia in Kwangtung. So that'll be another infantry added. So I have 10 infantry in Kwangtung. I'm going to put a militia and an infantry in British Malaya. I messed up. Yeah, that's why. Okay. Up in Rihe, I said I was putting in infantry. That goes in British Malaya. So there's only 2 infantry here in Rihe. What I build here instead is the medium armor. That's the unit that gets built at that factory. So I'll put this here. And then I do build an infantry and a militia in British Malaya. It looks like I've skipped over my builds in Tokyo too. Okay, and then in Tokyo, I have 3 infantry and 2 Marines. So that leaves me 2 more militia if I've counted right, or if I've placed my things right. One is going to go in Lower Egypt, but I'm missing where is my other militia supposed to go? Let's see. 1 went in Rihe, 1 went in Korea, 1 went in Hope, 1 went in Kwangtung, 1 went in British Malaya, and 1 in Lower Egypt. Okay. So 1 militia in Lower Egypt. All right, I think that's all my place units. Collect income. Japan's at 50, plus 6 bonus income for China, plus British Malaya for 2, Borneo for 2, Java for 2, and Luzon and the Visayas for 2. So that's 14 bonus income, so 64, plus I saved 1, so 65 IPP for next turn. Disposition. In Eastern Manchuria, 1 militia. In Rihe, 1 militia, 2 infantry, 1 marine, 1 medium armor, 1 medium bomber. In port in Rihe, 1 destroyer, 1 naval transport. In Korea, 1 militia, 3 infantry, 1 fighter. In South Sakhalin, 1 militia. In Tokyo, 3 infantry, 2 marines. In Kyushu, 6 infantry, 1 marine. In port in Kyushu, 1 battleship, 1 light carrier, 1 naval transport. In Hopei, Shangtung, Nanking, and Hunan, 1 militia. In Formosa, Okinawa, Volcano Islands, Bonins, 1 militia. In Marshall, Caroline Islands, Palau, 1 militia. In P-43, 1 submarine. In P-53, 1 submarine. In Dutch New Guinea, 1 marine. In Borneo, 1 seaplane. In Burma, 2 infantry. In Siam, 1 artillery. In British Malaya, 1 militia, 1 infantry. In Sea Zone P-50, 2 battleships, 1 light cruiser, 2 destroyers, 1 coastal submarine, 1 naval transport, 2 fleet carriers, one of them with 2 tacticals, the other with a fighter. In Sea Zone I-12, 1 coastal sub. In Sea Zone I-7, 1 light cruiser, 2... I've got 2 torpedo boat destroyers. I've got to check something before I end my turn. I want to make doubly sure that the subs count for to stop the Anzac from collecting their bonus income. Let's see. There are no enemy warships, so a sub counts as a warship. Okay. I-4 has a submarine. Lower Egypt has a militia. Kuwait has a marine. Southern Iraq has an Italian militia, an Italian infantry, and a fighter. Southern Iran has 3 marines, 1 artillery. Sea Zone I-6 has a light carrier with a tactical, a battle cruiser, 4 heavy cruisers, 2 destroyers, 2 naval transports. Next up is Boston Bruce with 9.5 Commonwealth and 9.6 France.